Hello everyone, and welcome to the Modern Tennis Academy. Here, we're going to be reviewing the vaunted drop shot. Roger Federer, of course, has never used a drop shot early in his career, only when he fools around in the first couple of matches. But, of course, knowing Roger, when he did start using more drop shots later in his career, he had to perfect it. He had to do it perfectly. He had to do everything right to make sure he has the best drop shot in the world. That's just who he is. And he has a skill and the raw physical talent to support it. So, when I've taught all my students the drop shot, to me, one of the most important things is solid contact, movement, and again, movement. So, when we watch this, we will illustrate what Roger does in order to make sure the drop shot is safe and pretty good. And when I say pretty good, that means you don't have to be perfect with the drop shot. You just have to use it at the right time, at the right place, against the right opponent, meaning the opponent has to be thinking a certain thing for you to use it. If he knows you're hitting a drop shot, if you're the kind of guy who hits a drop shot every other point, then it's not going to be as effective. On top of that, Roger Federer still has one of the best forehands in the world, so that also helps because what do we always like to learn? Contrasting shots, right? If you have a power shot, you should have a touch shot. If you have a cross-court shot, you should have it down the line. If you have a net game, you should also have an overhead and the passing shot game. All the other contrasts, right? So let's just take a look here and see how the point plays out and why he hits a drop shot. So let's see where this drop shot started, first of all, okay? Roger Federer serving, where most times he would have the advantage, right? In the men's game, most servers have the advantage unless you have a really crappy serve, okay? So in this case, to me, that's a pretty good serve, right? I mean, that was probably about 120, right up the middle. He's reaching all the way across with his body turned, almost fully selling out, barely getting to the ball. So at this point, who has the advantage? Obviously, Roger, right? Why is that important? When he has the advantage, okay, he's coming in, most likely this player will stay behind the baseline, okay? His instinct is not to all of a sudden just move up and think, oh, Roger's going to hit a drop shot, okay? Because again, Roger does not hit a drop shot every single point. He mixes it up. So let's see what happens. So he reaches it barely. Let's see his court position. And Roger is in the dominant mid-court position right there. Okay, so right there, why did he stop like that? We also worked on it with my students, right? He was about to come in knowing there's a weakness, but he stopped. Why? On a high ball. Because he knew he could not get there in time to get in the air. Okay, if he moved in and hit it over here, the ball would have been at his foot. Okay, and he would have had to hit a low volley. And that's a great way to lose a point where you had offense worked out. So in this case, I always advise let the ball bounce, especially if you have good ground strokes. If your ground strokes are horrible and your volleys are twice as good, then it may be valid for you to move up and hit that in the air. But if your ground strokes are pretty good, which I think Roger's ground stroke is okay, when it bounces, he has a whole world open to him. I mean, this is basically a T-ball, right? A T-ball, the ball that a lot of you hate, the ball that you think the pros never hit. Oh yeah, that's right. So when he hit the return here, okay, look at that, a floater with slice. When that ball bounces right there, I'll guarantee you that ball's not moving more than 30 miles an hour. Guaranteed, okay? And to the pros, that is just standing still, basically. Ball comes here. So at that point, Roger is assessing, and I'll say right about there, I would say he already knew he was going to drop shot. That's my opinion, okay? Why? He made it obvious way back here. Look how far back he is. Okay? I'll bet you he took a glance right here. We can't see his eyes because of the resolution, but I guarantee you he saw that. Okay? And the ball is bouncing so slow. Even in this case, okay, I'll tell you one thing. When this ball bounces right here and he's set up right here, I'll guarantee you right here, Roger still could have hit a forehand winner there or there. But let me tell you, okay, I just know this guy is very fast. Okay? He's very fast. And I'm just not using his name because of, possible issues like legal reasons. But, everybody knows Federer, but, So when he moves over, I think he can get most of the balls that Roger hits that's under like 90 miles an hour. And not that Roger can't hit over 90, but he's not the kind of player that blasts 100-mile-per-hour forehands. So Roger, especially in his age now, needs a little more balance, which I try to teach all of you, right? The power shot and the soft shot. So if this guy's way back here, why bother trying to outpower him when all we can do is just drop it over? Okay, and look at the false step that he took right here, the false step right here. See? That means that he did not expect the drop shot at all. And this is why he doesn't run for it. That's what it means in the Pro Tour, okay? Unless you're just a crappy player who doesn't care, okay? If you care about winning, if you're not even running for the ball, that does not mean you're not fast enough. It means that you got beat on strategy. It means that Roger hit a ball that he did not expect, and the quality was too good at that point. Look what the bounce is. That's not bad, right? I mean, it's not great. I've seen Roger hit ridiculous drop shots, 10 times better than that. But you don't need to. You don't need to hit a great drop shot at that point, okay? That's still, what? Inside the halfway mark of the service court right there. Still halfway inside with underspin, with disguise, okay? What's the disguise? Well, when you're playing live tennis, right? And the player is setting up for an easy ball, your first thing is he's going to smack that forehand. This is Roger Federer's forehand, right? So Roger, in his attempt to disguise, keeps the racket high and right there, okay? Till right there. He can hit a topspin drive from here still. His racket face is a little bit open, right? But at that point, this guy down here can't really see that as well, and obviously he didn't. At this point, Roger can still drive that ball. Also, I've seen Roger hit some laser slices from this point, just slicing, okay? So at this point, in his head, it was probably like 10% drop shot, honestly, maybe even less, all right? So look at this guy's all the way here, and then you start seeing what? See? Now it's opening. Now it's not a top right here. But look where he is still. There's no way. Even if he knew at this point, there's no way. Also, how does he know if Roger's going to hit it there or there? He does not. So he can't just sell out and start running, because then he has to change direction. That's not too fast, right? So right here, now by the time he's cutting, now he knows. See? And now the false step. Too late now. There's no way. You can't be taking a split step now and then reach that ball. I don't care who you are. Maybe Andy Murray. Maybe, at his heyday. Look at that. And so here, this is the form work that we're talking about in the drop shot, besides the disguise, right? Disguise. I'm hitting, just kidding. Okay? Well, what I want you to see is Roger's footwork. Okay? Roger's footwork. That should be a whole lesson on its own. Right here. So he moves back. Look at that beautiful move at plant. Look at that. Look at that powerful plant right there. This confirms I will drive the ball. I'll come and get you. But just kidding. But look what happens to the contact. His right foot comes forward. Oh, his left foot comes forward. Oh, look. His right foot. Wait a minute. His feet keep coming forward. What's up with that? Oh, he's still jogging in. The point's over. He's still jogging in. What's going on there? Okay. Look at this beautiful. Look at it. I'm hitting. Look at I'm moving in. Look at that foot about to plant. Look at that. Power move coming in, right? In. Now you see it. Now, nope, that's not a topspin anymore. Nope. Now I'm slicing. Right there. But too late now. See? The other guy, he took the false step now. It's done. He's done. Right? Now, I want you to see Roger's body. Okay, look at his body compared to the signs back here. This is the only way for you to really see what he's doing. Okay? Just watch his body as he hits the ball compared to the signs. What's going on? What's going on? See? Continuous forward movement. Oh, and that helps too. Look at those eyes. Do you think he wants to win? Do you think he cares how old he is? Right? But that's another video. So here, coming in, another important thing. Shallow racket angle. Shallow. Okay? From here, we are not chopping down. We are carving forward like this. Carving. Always a shallow ball. Why? We need the ball to go forward. In fact, we need the ball to go with an arc forward over. Like this. Okay? If you chop down, the ball has too much spin and the ball just dies. If you open the face too much, the ball pops up and over and it gives him too much time. Okay? Because what? The height of this is too much. It gives too much time. You remember physics? Height, time, right? So he hits a perfect angle, racket coming forward. You see that? Racket coming forward. That's coming forward. Forward. Oh, look at that though. Right there. Right on the middle W, no? How's that? How's that for what I tell you? Solid contact is critical. Why? On a soft shot like this, you miss by what? A couple of strings here. The ball either falls really short or it doesn't even make it over the net. Okay, that would be a huge mistake when you're in an offensive situation, right? You don't make errors when you're on offense, right? You keep pushing the point. And then look at his right foot. And then his left foot. And his right foot constantly moving forward. Okay, and one more important thing that we all need to work on, okay, including myself, by the way. What do I tell you about watching the ball, right? What do I tell you? Okay, watch his eyeballs. Okay, right there. Clearly he's on the ball there, his eyes, right? There's no doubt about that. But what I always say, make sure the racket passes your sight line before you lift your head up. Okay? So watch. Does the racket pass his sight line? Oh, look, it does. His eyes are still there. It's still there, right there. And the ball has left. How's that? Okay, he's one of the best at it, obviously. Medvedev does that really well now, too, by the way. Passes. The ball is gone now. His eyes are still there. But the ball is definitely gone, no? It's definitely gone off the racket. Okay, no more contact. We're done. Okay? So, honestly, you don't have to watch it for this long, but it would help you. Now, check this out. This guy is playing against another guy who can hit the ball 90 miles an hour at will, right? So if you ever think that if you're watching this ball too long and the ball is going to come shooting right back at you, right? Just remember this video. Remember how a guy who plays another guy who can hit 90 miles an hour can watch the ball for this long. Okay? He doesn't look scared. He doesn't look like, oh my God, I got to look up and see where the ball is coming back, right? He's so calm, watching, and when the ball is absolutely, obviously clear, gone, you know, I mean, to his head level, like that's just ridiculous, right? Then what? There you go. But you see, look at this. This is my point, right? When he starts looking at the ball, look at that. The ball is still in the frame. You see what I mean? The ball is still on his side of the court. In fact, it hasn't reached the service line yet, his service line. So my question is, why would amateurs have to see the ball when it's here? Or here, or here? You see the timing here? You have more time than you think. You gotta trust this, okay? You are only keeping your eyes down for literally, and I've counted this, okay? You keep from here to here. We can time this later, but oh, actually, you can. Sorry, I forgot we had a clock down here. Okay, let's see. Contact, 10.2. Okay, 10.2 seconds. The ball leaves at 10.26. You know, it takes no time at all, really, right? But 10.2, and now he looks up. Okay, to 11.5. Okay. So the bottom line is, if he can do this, then you can do this. Because I guarantee you the people you're playing are not hitting the ball 90 miles back to you the way he's doing. Okay, so let's just watch this beauty one more time in full speed. Awesome. All right, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Thank you.